محمد والے محمد صلوات. اندھیرا ہو گیا اکبر کے بابا کی نکاحوں میں. اندھیرا ہو گیا اکبر کے بابا کی نکاحوں میں. انہیں رستہ نہیں ملتا کہیں مقتل کی راہوں میں. اندھیرا ہو گیا اکبر کے بابا کی نکاحوں میں. ادھر نظام اترتا جا رہا ہے اس کے سینے میں. ادھر نظام اترتا جا رہا ہے اس کے سینے میں. ادھر ہے زندگی کی بات مادر کی دعاؤں میں. اندھیرا ہو گیا اکبر کے بابا کی نکاحوں میں. اندھیرا ہو گیا اکبر کے بابا کی نکاحوں میں. عجب تھا بس پردے کا عجب وقت شہادت تھا. عجب تھا بس پردے کا عجب وقت شہادت تھا. چھپی صغرا کی خاموشی تھی اکبر کی صداؤں میں. اندھیرا ہو گیا اکبر کے بابا کی نکاحوں میں. بڑھو زینب مزتر سہارا دو ضعیفی کو. بڑھو زینب مزتر سہارا دو ضعیفی کو. جوان بیٹے کی میت سماتی کب باہوں میں. اندھیرا ہو گیا اکبر کے بابا کی نکاحوں میں. انہیں دو چادروں پر اب لگا ہے خون اکبر کا. انہیں دو چادروں پر اکبر کے باپا کی نگاہوں میں انہیں رستا نہیں ملتا کہیں، مقتل کی راہوں میں اندھیرا ہو گیا اکبر کے بابا کی نگاہوں میں۔ سجاد رہائی پا کر بھی پردیس سے گھر کو آ کر بھی جب اشک بہاتے رہتے تھے زینب سے یہ دکھ دیکھے نہ گئے۔ ایک روز تڑپ کر پوچھا سجاد تو کب تک روئے گا، اس وقت میرے مولا نے کہا اماں ہے اپنے مقدر پر صغرا کے سوالوں پر کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد۔ اے میری پھوپھی انصاف تو کر، نیزے پہ جو دیکھے باب کا سر، ہو سات سفر میں وہ جس نے چیرا تھا علی اکبر کا جگر، دروں کی سزا ملتی ہو جہاں بچوں کو اشک بہانے پر کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد۔ سب قتل ہوئے میں زندہ تھا، سب قتل ہوئے میں زندہ تھا، بیمار صحیح لڑ سکتا تھا، شرمندہ ہوں میں اصغر سے، وہ تیر ستم سے لڑ تو گیا، وہ تیر میرے کیوں کر نہ لگا، جس تیر سے غائل تھا اصغر، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد۔ سر تاشت میں تھا بابا کا رکھا، اور تخت پہ قاتل بیٹھا تھا، دندان مبارک پر ان کے خوش ہو کے چھڑی وہ مارتا تھا، افسوس میں کچھ بھی کر نہ سکا، اب تک ہے اسی سے درد جگر، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد۔ نیزے سے گرا عباس کا سر، میں دیکھ چکا ہوں وہ منظر، دربار میں کیوں مر نہ گیا، جب نام تمہارا لے لے کر کہتا تھا لئی زینب ہے کہاں، لے آؤ یہاں پر بے چادر، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد۔ تم چھپ چھپ کر خون روتی ہو، میروں کو کیوں کہتی ہو، رویا نہ کرو اے لال میرے، بھائی کو گواہ کر بیٹھی ہوں، معصوم بہن کو زندہ میں جو چھوڑ کے تنہا آیا گھر، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد، کیوں نہ روئے سجاد۔ صلوات۔
صلوات بر محمد و آل محمد۔
اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد۔
زندہ میں جب کہ دختر شبیر مر گئی، بازو ہلا کے بانوں نے، بازو ہلا کے بانوں نے پوچھا، ناشاد نے کہا، بی بی پدر کے سر سے اٹھاؤ تو سر ذرا، باتیں ابھی تو کرتی تھی، آنسو بہا بہا ساکت ہے نبض ہائے غضب، سرد دست و پا، منہ دیکھتے ہی زیست کا نقشہ بدل گیا، کس وقت سانس رک گئی، کب دم نکل گیا۔ صلوات بر محمد وآل۔ شکریہ۔ خاک پر میت پڑی ہے اور ماں خاموش ہے، خاک پر میت پڑی ہے اور ماں خاموش ہے، شور ہے اہل حرم میں اور ماں خاموش ہے، رو کے کہتی ہے یہ بانو، ہائے یہ کیا ہو گیا شاہدین کو رونے والی آج کیوں خاموش ہے دفن کا سامان بی بی کس طرح سے ہوئے گا سر پہ چادر بھی نہیں ہے اور ماں خاموش ہے ہائے وہ کانٹوں پہ چلنا عابد بیمار کا شور ہے زنجیر پا میں اور ماں خاموش ہے شام کے زنداں کا منظر پوچھ اے مریم ذرا سامنے میت پڑی ہے اور ماں خاموش ہے سامنے میت پڑی ہے اور ماں خاموش ہے خاک پر میت پڑی ہے اور ماں خاموش ہے فاتحہ باری دیگر صلوات جب گل ہوا چراغ حرم قید شام میں یعنی سکینہ مر گئی یاد امام میں دیکھے ستم یزید کے دربار عام میں شہ کے سلام کو گئی دار السلام شہ کے سلام کو گئی دار السلام دنیا میں داد رسنا ملا داد خواہ کو جا کر نشاں تماچوں کے دکھ لائے جا کر نشاں تماچوں کے دکھ غل پڑ گیا حسین کی عاشق نے کی قضا بانوں نے نبض دیکھی تو پایا نہ دم ذرا چلائی صدقے جاؤں مجھے دے گئی دغا اپنی کہیں نہ میری سنی ہائے کیا کیا، اصغر کو کچھ پیام بھی میں نے دیا نہیں، تم چل بسی اور اماں نے رخصت کیا، تم چل بسی اور اماں نے رخصت کیا نہیں، بابا کی پیاری اماں کی پیاری زباں کو کھول، لائی ہوں شربت میری پیاسی دہاں کو کھول، مارو رہی ہے دیدے گوہر فشاں کو کھول، مہماں بندھے گلے سے نہ جاری اس ماں کو کھول، دادی کڑھیں گی بی بی کی زلفیں سوار لوں، لوٹھو یہ پھٹا ہوا کرتا، لوٹھو یہ پھٹا ہوا کرتا، اصغر کی بھولی باتیں سناؤ نثار ماں، اکبر کا ذکر کر کے رلاؤ نثار ماں، سیلی کا نیل ماں کو دکھاؤ نثار ماں، بابا کو جا کے در پا بلاؤ نثار ماں، ماتم کے غلغلے ہیں نا رونے کے جوش ہیں، بی بی جو اب خاموش ہے تو سب خاموش، بی بی جو اب خاموش ہے تو سب خاموش، یا کس کے پاس رہتی شہ کربلا نہیں، بی بی کے ناز اٹھانے کی خاطر چچا نہیں، نادار ماں ہے پانی نہیں اور غذا نہیں، پر اب کفن کے واسطے مطلق ردا نہیں، اماں کے پاس رہنے سے ایزا اٹھا چکی، بی بی تماچے کھا چکی، گردن بندھا، بی بی تماچے کھا چکی، گردن بندھا چکی، اکبر جدا نہ ہوتے تھے بابا سے ایک دم، اصغر سے اور تم سے بہلتا تھا میرا غم، اب نا امید ہو گئے دونوں طرف سے ہم، دکھیارے میرے دکھ کے صدا کھائیں گے قسم، تقدیر کیسی پھر گئی مجھ خستہ حال کی، وہ 6 مہینے کے گئے تم 4 سال، وہ 6 مہینے کے گئے تم 4 سال کی، بانو کے بین سن کے حرم روئے بے شمار، سن کر یہ غل پکارا یزید جفا شعار، بھجوایا شے کا سر بھی اور ان کو نہیں قرار، آئی خبر کے باپا بے، آئی خبر کے باپا بیٹی، ایسی کسی کی موت نہ ہوگی زمانے میں، سیدانی بے کفن ہے پڑی، सैदानी बेकफन है पड़ी, सैदानी बेकफन है पड़ी कैद खाने में।
जज़ाकल्लाह। सलवात पर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद। Hearing that Marcia, just a few lines of poetry about Bibi Sakina, so setting a scene, imagine Karbala, imagine Ashura after the death of her father. She remembers Karbala. Upon the bloodied sand in pain my tears fall. With me cries the stars, the sun, the moon and all. As I scream, there's no father to hear my tragic call. The spears pin my father's body to the ground. As I cry, he doesn't cry or even make a single sound. I stay here, and to heaven his heart is fully bound. She wakes up in her prison now, the prison of Sham. And in that darkness, her sorrows drowned. Now moving forward, as they journey, the stark sun beams down upon Sakina's bare head. The stark sun beams down upon Sakina's bare head, shackled and chained, their journey in despair and dread. She looks forward, and as they continue on their journey, she looks forward, but only sees the caravan of the enemy stead. She looks backwards, and she sees her Aunt Zainab. She sees her Aunt Zainab, her veil held on by a thread. And Allahu Akbar, she looks up, she sees the spears. She looks up, and she sees the spears. Her face in fear, Ya Abbas, Ya Hussein, their heads travel on those spears. With that sight of her father, with the sight of her uncle, she lets out a cry. The sacred light of Hussein and Abbas darken on that spear holding their head high. But remember, Sakina, she lived in that darkness of the prison of Sham. You see that even in that darkness, Sakina radiated light. But in that prison, she finally lost that journeyed fight. She was the joy of Rubab, she was the joy of Abbas, she was the joy of Hussein. And that joy of so many was finally ended in pain. Her body black and blue, no signs of life. Her body black and blue, no signs of life, lying in stillness. The ladies of Sham refused to bury her, thinking she had an illness. That was Shimmer. That was Shimmer. Zainab's voice cried in shrillness, the black and blue. That was Shimmer. Sajjad screamed out and cried, look what has happened to Hussein's joy and pride. And in that darkness of the prison of Sham, Sakina has died. Salawat par Muhammad wali. Just a couple, just two quick announcements. Right after this Majlis, there's a Majlis at Dr. Kumail Hussein's house in Hoffman Estates. That will be addressed by Sheikh Abbas Panju. Inshallah, tomorrow at 1 p.m. with Namaz-e-Zohran. There will be a Majlis at Brother Ali Rizvi's house. Again, that would be with Namaz-e-Zohran in the afternoon. That's also addressed by Sheikh Abbas Panju. Just one quick reminder of the blood drive this Sunday, inshallah, August 4th from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And also IHS registration is open for those who would like to register for Sunday school. With that said, tonight is the fourth Majlis in the series of Majalis by Sheikh Muhammad Abbas Panju. Again, we are in gratitude for his presence and for him giving knowledge. With that, I request him to come to the member and address the Majlis. Salawat par Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
رحم الله من قرأ سورة المباركة الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله بارئ الخلائق الأجمعين، باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء، حبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا، أبي القاسم محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
ثم الصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين، لا سيما ولي الله الحجة ابن الحسن صاحب الأمر والزمان.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء، ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين إلى قيام يوم الدين. آمين رب العالمين. صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله. صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله. يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة، يا غريب الغرباء، يا مظلوم كربلاء. السلام على من جعل الله الشفاء في تربته. السلام على من الإجابة تحت قبته. السلام على ساكن كربلاء. فيا ليتنا ثم يا ليتنا وكنا معكم سادتي. يا سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، قال الله تعالى في محكم كتابه الحكيم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ليدخل المؤمنين والمؤمنات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار صدق الله العلي العظيم وآمنا به. نوروا مجالسكم بذكر محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أحبائي, ayah of the Holy Quran gives bishara and glad tidings to those mu'mineen and mu'minat who shall enter into paradise with streams flowing beneath their feet. And you find from amongst the mu'mineen or from amongst the mu'minat, the believing women for whom Jannah is promised, is none other than Mu'mineen Sayyida Salama alayha salam. In regards to understanding this title Mu'mineen, I have kalam just by way of ishara, that when the Holy Quran speaks about the wives of the Holy Prophet and this concept of Mu'mineen, within the Holy Quran, the wives of the Holy Prophet are divided into two categories. One category is the one that is similar to the wife of Lut and the wife of Nabi Nuh, who are destined for Jahannam wa bi'sal masir. This category that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Tahrim says that their hearts have gone astray to the extent that they cannot come back. And on the other hand, you have a category of women also from the wives of the Prophet who are honest, who are sincere to the cause, and for them is Jannah. So this title which is there, Ummul Mu'mineen, is not a title where you can say mutlaqan, if somebody is Ummul Mu'mineen, that they are the embodiment of truth and that they are the embodiment of haqq. La. Conditional as per within the Quran. And this bahath in itself we have touched upon many times in the past. But today, and for the sake of tonight's majlis, I would like to shed light on the seerah of one of those women who truly haqqan, sidqan, deserves the title Ummul Mu'mineen. And this is Ummul Mu'mineen Sayyida Salama alayha salam. In regards to the seerah of Sayyida Salama, I would like to touch on 4 to 5 different points. And from here we'll be able to understand, number one, the early life highlights, the early life of Sayyida Salama in terms of her journey towards Islam, number one. Number two, the important role that she plays in the world of ahadith and riwayat. Number three, her stances when it came to the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen, and her stances when it came to the issue of Fadak. And number five, the role that Ummul Mu'mineen Sayyida Salama played in regards to the tragedy of Karbala and the revolution on the day of Ashura. We will examine by way of index 5 aspects of the life of Ummul Mu'mineen Sayyida Salama with the salawat or with the barakat of a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Tamam, historians narrate that Ummul Mu'mineen Sayyida Salama, together with her husband Abu Salama, were one of the first few people, or were one of the very first people to embrace the message of Islam and the message of Rasulullah, such that the historians mention that Salama and her husband Abu Salama, before she was married to the Holy Prophet, she was married to her husband known as Abu Salama. Salama and Abu Salama, both of them were from those companions, early companions of Rasulullah, who, due to the heavy persecution in Mecca, during the Meccan era, actually sought refuge and asylum with Ja'far al-Tayyar in the land of Abyssinia. You know, the expedition that was arranged by the Holy Prophet of Islam to give safety to the early Muslims from this ongoing persecution in Mecca. The expedition was led by Ja'far al-Tayyar, where they were given safety and protection by Najashi, the king of Abyssinia. Abyssinia is what is considered present-day Ethiopia and the region surrounding present-day Ethiopia. And it is important for us to pay attention over here within the books of history that even though the expedition was led by Ja'far al-Tayyar, a lot of the groundwork that was done in order for Najashi to provide safety to the Muslims, the groundwork, the planning, strategic planning and high-level communication was actually performed by none other than Imam Abu Talib. For Imam Abu Talib played a great role. See, when I say the words Imam Abu Talib, not any one of you get into some sort of fear or this is kufr or this is shirk. La. The word Imam linguistically means leader, like the way you can have Imamul Jama'ah, the one who leads the Jama'ah. You have Imamul Jami'ah. You have sometimes even a Marja Taqleed, if he has high accreditations, they call him Imam as well. So then what about Sayyid Abu Talib? Definitely he is given the term Imam because he had this directional vision and leadership, the backbone of Rasulullah in the spread of Islam. Tamam. So Imam Abu Talib played a critical role in facilitating the first ever hijrah, migration, this expedition from Mecca to Abyssinia, in which Mu'mineen Sayyidah Salama was a part of, together with her husband. And the historians then come to narrate that Salama migrated back from Abyssinia to Medina after 13 years, when the Holy Prophet of Islam established the first city and the first government in the city of Medina. Ja'far al-Tayyar remained in Abyssinia up till the time of the Battle of Khaybar. But before that, there was a number of Muslims that returned back. And from those who returned back was Mu'mineen Sayyidah Salama with her husband. Her husband also participated in the Battle of Badr and in the Battle of Uhud, such that it is narrated that when the companions of Rasulullah fled the battlefield in the Battle of Uhud, and the few that remained or the few that came back, Amirul Mu'mineen never fled the battlefield, but the few that remained there with him, one of them was Abu Salma. And it is narrated that Abu Salma received so many injuries in this battle whilst defending Rasulullah that he eventually became shaheed a few months after the Battle of Uhud had completed. So he suffered from his injuries until he became shaheed. And he is considered to be one of the shuhada from the Battle of Uhud. Sayyidah Salama had 3 children and was left as a widow without any sort of tribal protection in the city of Medina. And over here, it is from this perspective that a year after the martyrdom of her husband, Rasulullah sought the hand of Mu'mineen Sayyidah Salama in marriage in order to take care of this widow who had no tribal protection and had 3 children. And it is from here that as she entered into the household of Rasulullah, we understand that Sayyidah Salama played a lead role when it came to supporting the mission of Rasulullah. Historians even go as far as saying that Mu'mineen was part of the Battle of Khaybar in terms of the expedition that traveled from Medina for the Battle of Khaybar, there were a number of women from amongst the Ansar and the Muhajirin, and from them was Salama, the wife of the Holy Prophet, where they traveled to the land of Khaybar, and the women were in charge of certain duties, such as taking care of the wounded, number 2, cooking for the army, and ensuring that the stables for the horses and the camels were kept clean. And from here we are able to understand that Sayyida Mu'mineen, Salama, was one of those women who witnessed the heroic capture and the heroic victory at the Battle of Khaybar at the hands of Amirul Mu'mineen Ruhi Lahul Fida. You find that Sayyida Salama as well played an important role when it came to the world of Hadith, such that within the books of the Amma and the Khassa, you will find that there are close to 378 hadith in which, when you examine the chain of narrators, you find the name of Mu'mineen Sayyida Salama. From amongst the hadith that Sayyida Salama narrated, you are able to understand that she adopted a staunch position when it came to defending and propagating the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen. And you find that Salama paid a high price for her loyalty and her affiliation with Amirul Mu'mineen. If you have a look into the books of history, even to the extent that the moment you say Mu'mineen, you find how many women come into your mind. When the reference is done of Mu'mineen in the Islamic world to a great extent, who is maqsood by this? Majority of the times the narrative has been hijacked that there are only two, the daughter of the Taghut and the daughter of the Fir'aun of the Ummah, that their two women have become the Mu'mineen, and as if there was no other wife for Rasulullah. You find that this is important for us to see that the pious women who truly are Mu'mineen, how they have been sidelined from Islamic history and how their dhikr has almost been obliterated. You look at even if you look, for example, if you go to Dimishq, you go to Damascus, the graveyard in Damascus, there is the famous graveyard which is known as Babu Saghir. The Babu Saghir has a number of mazarat in regards to Ahlul Bayt. But you also find over there that unfortunately there are some historical distortions. So you will find, if you go to Babu Saghir, that there is a grave and a mazar which is attributed as the grave of Salama. But now you come and you ask yourself, when did Salama ever travel to the land of Syria? In fact, you find that within our books of history, it was an explicit command by Rasulullah that after his martyrdom, his wives, because their position is not the position of any ordinary women, lest their position and their status as Mu'mineen is exploited, Rasulullah commanded them that part of their imtihan is that they will remain within the confines of their houses in the city of Medina, lest their position is exploited. And Salama was true to this covenant until her death, which is why the most correct narrations over here state that Sayyidah Salama passed away in 62 AH in Medina and is buried in Jannatul Baqi. In fact, one of the graves that are destroyed by the Nawasib of our time include the grave of Salama, Sayyidah Ummul Mu'mineen. For the grave that is there or attributed to Salama in Dimishq is inaccurate, bila shakkin wala raib. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. If we understand this and you look at the positions that was adapted by Salama alayha salam in regards to the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen, we said close to 378, or we should say at least 378 hadith she has narrated. She appears within the chain of narrators. From the hadith that she has narrated, you find the name of Salama within the ahadith of Ghadir, where Rasulullah said, Man kuntum mawla fahada aliyun mawla, Allahumma wali man walah, wa adi man adah, Allahumma anshur man nasarah, wa khudhul man khadalah. Within this chain of narrators, the amount of companions that have narrated this portion of Hadithul Ghadir, you find that one of them is Sayyidah Salama. From here we begin to understand that the true position of the Ummul Mu'mineen is the one who propagates and establishes the Khilafat and the Wilayah of the true Waliullah. Sayyidah Salama, one of them. Number two, you find the Salama within the chain of narrators, within the sanad for the famously known hadith, Aliyun ma'al Qur'anu wal Qur'anu ma'a Ali. One of the narrators of this hadith was Sayyidah Salama. You also find that Sayyidah Salama played a critical role when it came to the issue of Saqifa and the usurpation of the land of Fadak. And I want to read for you a particular part of history in which Salama stood up to defend Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen, and she paid a heavy price for doing so. Tamam. If you look into this hadith, this is narrated in Dala'ilul Imama by At-Tabari, where when Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen went to Masjid al-Nabawi and delivered her khutbah, the khutbah Fadakiyya, and she confronted the Ghasib for usurping Fadak. And you see, Fadak at that time, Ahibai, Fadak, Madam, we've opened this topic, Fadak and the ihtijaj, the objection of Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen, was not only based on a physical piece of land. Many times there is a misconception that there was a tussle between the Sunni and the Shia, and that this conflict happened as a result of a dispute in land and a dispute in inheritance. See, the inheritance and the land, first the land. The land was a symbolism to something much greater. Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen was much greater than to fight for a piece of land. When we say Fadak was a piece of land, by the way, it was an entire village. This village, the number of date trees that were there in this village, the historians narrate that when this land was gifted to Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen during the lifetime of Rasulullah, the output, the harvest of the dates that used to come from the land of Khaybar, the entire city of Medina, poverty was eradicated from their houses. There was not a single household in Medina except that they would eat from the dates that are grown in the land of Fadak. Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen, under whose ownership is the land of Fadak, the people of Medina eat from Fadak. The people of Medina, she ensures, do not sleep hungry. And yet the owner of this land, وَيُطْعِمُونَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. 3 nights they sleep without iftar. شوفوا سورة هل أتى وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. The first day they cooked the iftar. In fact, if you go and you look into the tafsir of this verse of the Quran, Amirul Mu'mineen, alaykum salam, Amirul Mu'mineen actually took loan to bring home wheat so that Sayyidat Nisa al-Alamun could bake the wheat. She could bake the bread. The first day they baked the bread, وَيُطْعِمُونَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ. They had the yatim, they had the miskin, they had the asir. The first night, the yatim comes, she gives the bread away. The narrations mention they slept hungry. Ma'shar al-Muslimin, you have to ask yourself, this woman who owned Fadak in its entirety, not only her but her children sleep hungry at night. These people are not behind the dunya. These people were not behind the dunya. And they say, why was Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra so insistent about a piece of land? Fadak as a piece of land. What is Fadak? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created this entire cone for Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ سَمَاءً مَبْنِيًّا وَلَا أَرْضًا مَدْعِيًّا وَلَا فَلَكًا يَدُورُ وَلَا بَحْرًا يَجْرِي. The way you read in Hadithul Kisab, this entire cone is created for Sayyidah Zahra. What is this one piece of land? This cone belongs to her. But it is what Fadak represented. Fadak represented was a representation of the imamat and the khilafat of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And which is why when she went and she delivered the khutbah, and the dictatorial regime refused to give her her right and her inheritance. Look at what Sayyidah Salama did, the stance that she took. al-Mu'mineen Haqqa. She goes to the Taghut of the Ummah and she says to him, أَتَزْعَمُونَ أَنَّ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ حَرَّمَ عَلَيْهَا مِيرَاثَهَا وَلَمْ يُعَلِّمُهَا. Because the narrative was what? That Rasulullah does not leave behind any inheritance. And what is left behind is sadaqah. So Salama is coming and telling the Taghut, do you think that if Rasulullah would not leave behind the inheritance and everything left by him is sadaqah, you know about this hadith, do you think he would not have told Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra? وَلَمْ يُعَلِّمُهَا وَهِيَ خِيَرَةُ النِّسْوَانِ. And she is the best of all women. سَادَةُ الشَّابَانِ, or سَادَةُ الشَّابَانِ, she is the mother of the leaders of all the youth of Jannah. وَعَدِيلَةُ بِنْتِ Imran, she is the equal to the Sayyidah Maryam. The Maryam on earth right now is Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra. What Sayyidah Salama was pointing to over here was that this is one of the core issues. Do you, O people of Saqifa, think you are more knowledgeable than Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra? Ha huwa kalam. This is where the kalam is. Because Rasulullah said, A'lamun nas Ali, Afkahun nas Ali. And the kufu, the equal of Ali, is Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen. There is no one more knowledgeable than this Ahlul Bayt. فَإِنْتَ, from where did you come with this knowledge? As a result of this stance, within the books of history it is mentioned, At-Tabari mentions over here, her stipend from the Baytul Mal was taken away and cancelled for an entire year as a punishment. But Sayyidah Salama didn't stop because her worldly or her financial affairs were cut. She took this as a badge of honor, as a sacrifice in the way of Ali Muhammad, and a sacrifice in establishing the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And in fact, what we see from Sayyidah Salama, she was so staunch in propagating the fada'il of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Remember, she is narrating hadith at the time when immediately upon the martyrdom of Rasulullah, the first governmental action that was taken was that there was a public ban on hadith. You could not speak hadith, you could not write hadith. This is very well known, Islamic history. In fact, this topic is after. But there was a ban. You could not mention hadith. You could not talk about the fada'il of Amirul Mu'mineen. In this type of environment, Sayyidah Salama narrates a hadith ajibun wa gharib in regards to Amirul Mu'mineen. Hadith is Sharif. This is mentioned over here in the book Fada'il Amirul Mu'mineen of Shadani bin Jibra'il al-Kummi. It says, Hadith Sharif an Salama, Ummul Mu'mineen Salama. She's narrating of Rasulullah, where he says, Ma min qawmin yadhkuruna fadla Ali ibn Abi Talib. Into Matamis, when your heart connects with the Fada'il of Ahlul Bayt, this love of Ali Muhammad that you have inside of your hearts, understand the value of this love that has been granted to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shufu what Ummul Mu'mineen says. This is also a dars for those people who are against the fada'il of Ali Muhammad on the mimbar of Ali Muhammad. See what Sayyidah Salama says from Rasulullah. ما من قوم يذكرون فضل علي بن أبي طالب إلا حبتت عليهم ملائكة تحف بهم. There is not a single place on earth where the dhikr, yani the fada'il of Amirul Mu'mineen is done, except that angels descend down from the heavens. Ba'ad Tahuffu bihim, the malaika are surrounding the people in where this majlis of the fada'il of Amirul Mu'mineen is happening. Wa idha tafarraku, when the majlis, fada'il majlis is finished, the angels raise back up to the heavens. Wa idha tafarraku, when they return back to their homes, urijatil malaikatu ila sama, these malaika that have come to attend the majlis of the fada'il of Amirul Mu'mineen, and the malaika that surround themselves amongst the people who are listening to the fada'il of Amirul Mu'mineen. Once the majlis is over, they go back up to the heavens, ila sama, fatakul lahum al malaika, the other malaika in the sama, in the heavens, they say to these ones who are returning back from the Majlis Fada'il Amirul Mu'mineen, what do they say to them? Inna nashummu minkum ra'ihatan lam nashummuha min al malaika. We can smell from you a scent. This scent, we have never smelt it in the heavens. The malaika that do tasbih and tawaf around the arsh of Allah, the malaika that are the dwellers of Jannatul Firdaus are telling you, we have not smelt such a scent that emanates from the majlis in which the fada'il of Amirul Mu'mineen is recited. لم نشمها يا علي يا علي يا علي لم نشمها من الملائكة فلم نرى رائحة أطيب منه. There is no scent which is sweeter. Hadith al-Kisa has dalail ajib wa gharib. Inni ashummu indaki ra'ihatan tayyibatan. This ra'iha, scent of wilaya, the perfume of wilaya, something ajib. This perfume, the author of this perfume of wilaya, Maqtal mentions when Joan al-Shaheed, Joan was from Abyssinia, he says to Imam al-Hussein, before his Maqtal, he was one of the few people to be martyred. Imam al-Hussein said to him, you are old in age. Joan, by the way, you know, we mentioned in the first Ashra, Jaun was one of the slaves of Abu Dhar. Abu Dhar was responsible for converting entire Lebanon into Shias, especially from the south. And you find that from the servants of Abu Dhar was Jaun. Jaun was responsible for what you would say in this day and age, maintenance of military hardware. There was not a single weapon used in the camp of Imam al-Hussein except that Jaun was responsible for sharpening those weapons and overseeing the suitability of the weapons. In fact, Jaun had reached the martaba on the night of Ashura. It is Jaun that had the honor of sharpening the sword of Imam al-Hussein. I mentioned in the first Ashura. When it was time for Shahada, Jaun was elderly in age. Imam al-Hussein said to him, you have become elderly and you have served us. Kafi, go. You are exempt and Jannah is there. But these are not men who are behind Jannah. These are not men who are behind Jannah. Shano Jannah? Imam al-Hussein is your Jannah. He says, look at what Jaun said to Imam al-Hussein. He says, Ya Aba Abdullah, my complexion is dark. And the smell of my sweat is not the greatest. Look at what he says. He says, so just breathe onto me such that I can enter into Jannah. Yani, allow me to go into the battlefield. Imam al-Hussein gives him permission. Jaun does jihad. He becomes shaheed. The enemies are saying, when they were leaving Karbala, anyone who walked past the body of Jaun, they smelt a scent of musk that has never been smelt before. This is wilayah, my brothers and sisters. Sayyidah Salama says, the malaika, come back to our hadith, the malaika say, this is a scent that we have never smelt before. Where have you come from? What type of ibadat have you done such that you have been blessed with this scent? فَيَقُولُونَ إِنَّا كُنَّا عِنْدَ قَوْمٍ يَذْكُرُونَ مُحَمَّدْ وَأَهْلَ بَيْتِهِ. We were in the earth, in the dunya, in a majlis was where there was the dhikr of Rasulullah and his Ahlul Bayt. So we were amongst them. And we have perfumed ourselves from the scent of this wilayah. A scent that emanates from your ruh, ahibai. فَيَقُولُونَ. So those other malaika. فَيَقُولُونَ أَحْبِتُوا بِنَا إِلَيْهِمْ. Take us back down to the dunya with them, so that we too can benefit and have the honor of this perfume and this scent. Ahibai, you who are sitting on the Farsh Azah, in where the Fadail of Ali Muhammad is being recited, the Malaika in the Sama wish they could be in your place. We need to understand the value of this wilayah and this love that we hold. This Majlis of the Fadail of Ali Muhammad. فَيَقُولُونَ اِحْبِتُوا بِنَا إِلَيْهِمْ. فَيَقُولُونَ, those malaika who have come back from the Majlis and are back in the heavens, فَيَقُولُونَ لَهُمْ قَدْ تَفَرَّقُوا وَمَضَى كُلُّ وَاحِدٍ إِلَى مَنْزِلِهِ. This is your nasib. Majlis is already finished. They have already gone back to their homes. فَيَقُولُونَ. What is the reaction of those malaika? And put this in context. You came to this center which is Mubarakah. The Fadail of Amir al-Mu'mineen is done. There is a scent that is emanating from your ruh. The scent of wilayah. The malaika are around you. Tahuffu bihim. They are crowded amongst you. Whether you can sense this or not. But they are there. And they are absorbing from this scent of wilayah. They go up to the heavens. Intum, you go back to your homes. Tamam? What happens to those malaika who missed out? They say, فَيَقُولُونَ اِحْبِتُوا إِلَى الْمَكَانِ الَّذِي كَانُوا فِيهِ. even if they've gone back to their homes, take us to the dunya, to the place in which the fada'il was happening. This center Mubarakah. Take us back to the place where the fada'il was happening. Hatta nata'attar bidhalika al-makan. Bring us back to the place where this majlis fada'il was happening, lest we are able to catch the remainder of descent from this building. Fada'il narrated by Salama in regards to the staunchness of the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Sayyidah Salama played a great role even in the battle of Jamal. When you have Aisha who waged war against Amir al-Mu'mineen, Sayyidah Salama a number of times reminded Aisha of the position of Amir al-Mu'mineen in regards to Rasulullah. And when nothing was of avail, she wrote a letter to Amir al-Mu'mineen saying that Talha, Zubair, Aisha are bent upon war and they are going to fight you no matter what. But because I am bound by the covenant that I have taken with Rasulullah to remain in Medina and in my house until my death, in my place I send you my two sons. Siddiq, al-Mu'mineen is this. Look at what she says to Amir al-Mu'mineen. She sent her two sons with the letter in the battle of Jamal. She said, these are yours, they will represent me in the battle of truth against haqq. But look at what she said. Huma alayka sadaqa. Sheikh Tusi says, my two children, sadaqah in your way, Amir al-Mu'mineen. This ahba is tarbiyah. When we raise our children, we bring children on earth. Our manhaj is that our children are the sadaqah of Ali Muhammad. We received them as a sadaqah, as a gift from Ali Muhammad. But we need to give them the tarbiyah where they are the sadaqah towards Ali Muhammad. Ba'd, kalam kabir in this. I will break this down by way of index. The role of Sayyidah Salama when it came to the tragedy of Imam al-Husayn. شوفوا Salama, because of her wilayah, she was gifted with the Turbah of Karbala in the lifetime of Rasulullah. Hadith al-Sharif mentions on the 3rd of Sha'ban, when Imam al-Husayn was born, a few hours after his birth, Imam al-Husayn is holding, or Rasulullah is holding Imam al-Husayn, and Imam al-Husayn Rasulullah begins weeping. Sayyidah Salama, al-Mu'mineen, goes to Rasulullah and she says to him, Ya Rasulullah, why are you weeping? He says to her, قد أتاني جبرائيل وأخبرني أن أمتك ستقتل هذا الابن. Your ummah will come and shall kill your son. بشاطئ بأرض or بشاطئ الفرات في أرض يقال لها كربلاء. He will be killed by the plains of the Furat in a land called Karbala. Jibreel then asked Rasulullah, would you like to see the turbah on which Imam al-Husayn will be killed? Rasulullah says yes. Jibreel, by way of miracle, brings some turbah. And what we are able to understand, and our elders in the Hawza say, this is the turbah in which Imam was actually shaheed. Yani what we say today is the Katlaga. From the land of that Katlaga, the exact place of the Katlaga, that turbah was brought for Rasulullah. In some of the traditions, it says that Rasulullah smelt the turbah. فَشَمَّهَا وَبَكَى. He then says to Salama, take this turbah as an amana. See, here is the kalam. From all the wives that were there for Rasulullah, why did Rasulullah choose Sayyidah Salama to have this sharaf and to have this honor of holding the Turbah of Karbala? Because of her staunch wilaya towards Amirul Mu'mineen. And this is a lesson for us, that if you truly want to understand the principles of Karbala, if you want to be a true Husaini, you cannot be a true Husaini until and unless you have embraced the wilaya of Amirul Mu'mineen in its entirety and have bara'ah from the enemies of Amirul Mu'mineen in its entirety. Iman doesn't come half. Sayyidah Salama is granted this honor. And Rasulullah then goes on to tell her, Salama, when this turbah becomes red, turns into blood, know that my son Hussein has been killed. Shufu, Ahibai, over here, the fact that Sayyidah Salama has been entrusted with the Turbah Karbala is something azim. The fact that Rasulullah has shared with her ilmul ghaib, this is something azim. But what is as grand, if not more grander, is that Rasulullah entrusted Ummul Mu'mineen Sayyidah Salama with an ayah from the ayat of Allah that will mark the eternal anger of God over the greatest dhulm committed on earth. And this ayah is the turning of sand into blood. This is an ayah from the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In a different hadith, if I'm not mistaken, in the Amali of Shaykh al-Tusi. Either Amali of Shaykh al-Tusi or Bihar al-Anwar of Alama Majlisi, one of the two texts. Imam al-Baqir Ruhi Lahul Fida says, and this turbah that was given to Salama is inherited by us. And this turbah is passed down Imam to Imam to Imam and is with Imam al-Hujjah today. And the day of Ashura comes. Sayyidah Salama is sleeping. Let me read for you the hadith from Amali of Shaykh al-Tusi. She says, this is the day of Ashura. رأيت رسول الله في المنام شعثا غبرا. I saw Rasulullah in my dream, covered in sand, and his entire appearance was disheveled. You know, Rasulullah took a lot of care in his appearance, huh? He was covered in sand and his appearance was disheveled. She was shocked. فَسَأَلْتُهُ عَنْ ذَلِكَ. I asked him, Ya Rasulullah, what has happened? فقال Rasulullah said, قُتِلَ إِبْنِي الْحُسَيْنِ وَأَهْلُ بَيْتِي الْيَوْمِ. My son Hussein has been slaughtered together with his Ahlul Bayt. This hadith says Qutil. In other hadith there is Dhubihal Hussein. He's been slaughtered, Hussein. Salama says, so I went straight away to this Qarura. Qarura is like a glass bottle tube in which she had kept this turba as an amana. What did she do? فَرَأَيْتُ الْقَارُورَ وَقَدْ صَارَتْ دَمًا عَبِيتًا. This sand, this turba of Karbala had turned into liquid blood. What did Sayyidah Salama do with this blood? In one of the Majlis with the Mu'mineen mentioned that from all the ayat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala selected to show the tragedy, the gravity of the tragedy of Karbala, Allah Azza wa Jal chose blood for a reason. Why? Look at the books of the Amma. In fact, their hadith is greater than ours. There was, in Palestine, there was a next to Baytul Maqdis, there was not a single stone that was turned except that there was found blood underneath it. The skies rained blood for 40 days. The Turbah, which is an eye of Sayyidah Umm Salama, turned into blood. What did Sayyidah Umm Salama do? Hadith says, Abdullah ibn Abbas is saying this, and this is also in the Amali of Sheikh al-Tusi. سمعت صراخا عظيما عاليا من بيت Salama. As soon as she saw that this turbah has turned red, Ibn Abbas says, I heard wailing and screaming from the house of Salama. So I rushed there. وَأَقْبَلَ أَهْلُ الْمَدِينَةِ إِلَيْهَا. Not only me, the people of Medina came running to the house of Salama in Medina on the day of Ashura. Over there in Karbala, the head of Imam al-Hussein raised on a spear. Over here in Medina, Sayyidah Salama is weeping and wailing. Fanadet, she cried out, Ya Banat Abdul Muttalib, where are the women of the household of Bani Abdul Muttalib? Come and weep and lament with me. Wallahi qad qutila Sayyid Shabab Ahl al-Jannah. Sayyid Shabab Ahl al-Jannah has been killed. This Majlis Azah, Ma'tam, first of the day of Ashura in the city of Medina, was held by Ummul Mu'mineen. This is Ummul Mu'mineen, Salama. What did she do? Again, this is a continuation of Amali of Sheikh al-Tusi. The Turbah turned into blood more. They are doing a Ma'tam. They are weeping. They are wailing. What does she do? فأخذت سلمى من ذلك الدم فلطخت به وجهها. This sand that had turned into blood, Sayyidah Salama took from the blood and she wiped her face. And this is a symbolism that is azima. What Sayyidah Salama did, this is the highest level of tafaqquh, the highest level of aqidah. Because the same thing in Karbala, when Hazrat Ali Asghar was shot with an arrow by Hormala, and the blood was pouring down the neck, what did Imam al-Hussein do? Maqtal says the first time Imam al-Hussein put his hand underneath the neck of Ali Asghar and he threw the blood up to the heavens, not a single drop of blood came back down. The second time Imam al-Hussein put his hand underneath the neck of Ali Asghar, Imam al-Hussein wiped his face and his blood. And he said that this is how I will be raised in front of Allah on the day of judgment. The symbol of blood, the symbol of the wiping of the blood on the face, became the ultimate sign of the madhlumiyat of Imam al-Hussein. Matamis, understand this very carefully. From the children that suffered in Karbala and Ashura. Allahu Akbar, the masa'ib and the tragedy of the infants. And then there is the tragedy of Sayyidah Sakina. Allahu Akbar. These are the days. We're now what? 26th, 27th, 28th of Muharram. Ahlul Bayt is getting closer and closer to Sham. And it is on days like these that they are traveling through the deserts. Inshallah, tomorrow, Majlis Khitam, we will have a complete Majlis on the travel of Ahlul Bayt from Karbala to Kufa and Kufa to Sham, from Kufa to Sham. But these are the nights they are walking through the deserts. And from amongst those that walked tirelessly and upon whom dhulm was done was Sayyidah Sakina. This yatima of Imam al-Husayn, Allahu Akbar. Her tragedy begins from Allah. I don't know when to tell you when her tragedy begins. I want to mention to you three things about Sayyidah Sakina's tragedy. On the day of Ashura, when Imam al-Husayn is going into the Maqtal for the final time, Imam al-Husayn sits on the Dhuljana and he wants to go towards the Maidan. He finds that the horse is not moving. He gently speaks to the horse and he says to the Dhuljana, I know you are tired, and much as I am tired, you have been going into the battlefield since morning and returning with dead bodies. Dhuljana, this is the final time. Dhuljana looks up at the Imam, then looks down as if to say to the Imam, it is not me who doesn't want to. Imam al-Husayn looks down and he sees Sakina holding the leg of the Dhuljana. Allahu Akbar. Imam al-Husayn comes off the horse and he takes Sakina and he hugs her. And he puts his hand on her head and he says to her, Sakina, your father must go. Sakina says to Imam al-Husayn, Father, I have one request before you go. I have only one request, Father. Imam al-Husayn says this one. She says to him, Baba, can you lie down so that I can put my cheeks and my face on your chest one more time? On the burning plains of Karbala, Mazloom Imam al-Husayn lay down, and for the final time, Sakina put her head on the chest of Imam al-Husayn. Allahu Akbar. Maqtal mentions Sham-e Ghariban. The tents are burning. In every direction, people are looting the tents of Ali Muhammad. In this confusion, in this fear, Sayyidah Sakina comes running out of the khaymaga. The tents are burning. There is black smoke. She can't see where she's running. She can't see her auntie Zainab. She can't see Kulthum, not Rubab. Sakina, terrified, yatima, runs into the Maidan. As she is running, she goes into the hands of Khuli. The narrations mention over here, Shia Ta'ala Muhammad. Khuli held Sakina. He did two things to her. Number one, Khuli slapped Sakina. Allahu Akbar. He saw the earrings of Sakina. Maqtal mentions he ripped them out from the ears. I said, Zalim, if you would have asked her, she would have given you. The Sayyidah Sakina, one of the events as they are traveling from Kufa to Sham, they are in the deserts. Shimar al-Lain says, increase the speed of the camels, for we have to reach Sham and we are getting restless. We need our rewards. So they increase the speed of the camels. Maqtal mentions that when the women were being taken on the camels, there were 2 women per camel. And the partner on the camel is known as the Adil or Adila. It says there was a daughter of Imam al-Husayn, Sayyidah Fatima. She was on the camel with Bibi Sakina. When they increased the speed of the camel, Sakina, still hungry, still thirsty. These are girls and these are women who have been whipped. the pain of seeing the head of Imam al-Hussein on the spear, Sakina fell off the camel. But over here, shimmer is not stopping. So Sayyidah Fatima bint al-Hussein is shouting, my sister has been left behind, my sister has been left behind. But these people continue. Allahu Akbar. Sakina, 3-year-old yatima, she's running behind the caravan, she's crying out, Auntie Zainab. But this caravan keeps moving. Allahu Akbar. They got to a distance. The spear on which the head of Imam al-Hussein was, by way of miracle, planted itself onto the earth, into the desert. They tried to remove the spear, Shimar, with 3-4 people tried to remove them, they can't remove. He said, what is this? This has happened over here. Shimar says, ask Sajjad. They go to Imam Zainul Abidin, they said, the spear in which the head of your father is there has got stuck into the desert sand. No matter how much we try to remove it, we can't. What has happened? Imam al-Hussein looked at, Imam Sajjad looks at the head of Imam al-Hussein. And then he turns around his shoulder with tears rolling down his eyes. And remember, Imam Sajjad has a metal collar on. So when he looks around, the spikes are piercing his neck. He says to her, there is a yatima of Imam al-Hussein that you have left behind. Allahu Akbar. The darkness of the desert. They said, where should we go to find? Imam al-Hussein says, look at the head. The direction in which the head of Imam al-Hussein is looking is the direction of Sakina. Sayyidah Zainab goes running out into the desert. Where is my daughter Sakina? Allahu Akbar. After time, Sayyidah Zainab sees Sayyidah Sakina sitting underneath a palm tree. Sayyidah Zainab runs towards her and hugs her. She says, my daughter Sakina, don't ever leave your auntie Zainab again. Zainab is now given an amana by Imam al-Hussein. Allahu Akbar. The final parts of the Masaib, Allahu Akbar, Shiat ala Muhammad Matamis. Sayyidah Sakina now is complaining to Sayyidah Zainab. She says to her, Auntie Zainab, my face is still swollen from Shama Gariban. Allah. Auntie, my ears are still paining from when Khuli snatched my earrings. Matam is if you have the heart to hear. Sayyidah Sakina lifts her small legs. She says, Auntie Zainab, my feet are swollen from the walking. Auntie Zainab, my feet have thorns from the desert. I can't walk anymore. Matam Sakina, Matam Hussein.
Ya Hussein, 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 Ya Hussein. हो सलाम उस पर कि जो कैदी भी है बीमार भी है हो सलाम उस पर कि जो कैदी भी है बीमार भी हो सलाम उस पर कि जो कैदी भी है हाय हो सलाम پاؤں میں ہے آبلے اور آبلوں میں خار بھی، ہو سلام اس پر کہ جو قیدی بھی ہے بیمار بھی ہے، ہو سلام قیدی بھی پاؤں میں ہے آبلے اور آبلوں میں خار بھی، ہو سلام اس پر کہ جو قیدی بھی بیمار بھی ہے۔ آنکھ میں آنسو اور زخم جگر میں، ہونٹوں پر ردا کا نوحہ، کرب بلا سے ہر شام تلک وہ کانٹوں پہ سفر کرتا تھا بے ردا، سیدانیاں اس پر ستم بازار بھی، ہو سلام بیمار بھی ہے۔ دیکھنے والی آنکھوں نے دیکھا اس راہ میں یہ بھی منظر، ایک مسافر پابند سفر ہے، خود اپنی لاش اٹھا کر یہ ایمان میں وقت ہے، اور قافلہ سالار بھی، ہو سلام بیمار بھی پہنچا ایک شخص نے شبیر تمہارا ہے کون؟ کہا بابا بھی ہے ناکا بھی ہے سردار بھی ہے، خون رگوں کا یا غیرت ہاشم کہتی ہے جو کالے سر کو تاک سلاسل کیا قید کریں گے، ہر صبر کے سپیکر کو سر اٹھائی کس طرح ہے راہ میں بازار بھی، ہو سلام اس پر کہ جو بیمار بھی ہے۔ دیکھ کے زینب سجاد کی حالت فریاد یہی کرتی تھی، میرا یقین ہے ایمان ہے میرا، اے شام کے بے کس قیدی روئیں گے تجھ پر صدا، مسند بھی اور دستار بھی، ہو سلام قیدی بھی ہے ہو سلام بیٹھا کہیں پر جب شام کے بیٹھا کہیں پر جب تک کہ مسافر 40 شبوں کا جاگا، نیند جو آئی بے کس قیدی کو دروں سے جگایا جاتا، دیکھ کر رویا فلک اور زینب لاچار بھی، ہو سلام اس پر کہ جو بیمار بھی، آنکھ میں سور اور زخم جگر میں ہونٹوں پہ ردا کا نوحہ کرب بلا سے ہر شام تلک وہ کانٹوں پہ سفر کرتا تھا بے ردا سیدانیاں اس پر ستم بازار بھی ہو سلام اس پر کہ جو قیدی بھی ہے بیمار بھی ہے ہو سلام قیدی بھی ہے
Vera
Umm
جب نظر آیا شام بازار، 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 جب نظر آیا شہکانے سے سر اتر آیا شام بازار، جب نظر آیا شام بازار، جب نظر آیا شام بازار، جب نظر آیا شہکانے سے تک ماں کو بعد اکبر کے دیر تک ماں کو چار سو کچھ نہیں نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا بعد اکبر کے دیر تک ماں کو بعد اکبر کے دیر تک ماں کو چار سو کچھ نہیں نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شہکانے سے سر اتر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا بعد اکبر کے دیر تک ماں کو بعد اکبر کے دیر تک ماں کو چار سو کچھ نہیں نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا کی صدا باپ کو سکینہ نے کی صدا باپ کو سکینہ نے کر کے پرواز شہ کا سر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شہکانے سے سر اتر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا کی صدا باپ کو سکینہ نے کی صدا باپ کو سکینہ نے کر کے پرواز شہ کا سر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا کی صدا باپ کو سکینہ نے کی صدا باپ کو سکینہ نے کر کے پرواز شہ کا سر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شہکانے سے سر اتر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا رو پڑی بے زارا کو مقتل کو بھی خبر نہ ہوئی یہ تو مقتل کو بھی خبر نہ ہوئی دین سے کب زمین پر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا یہ تو مقتل کو بھی خبر نہ ہوئی یہ تو مقتل کو بھی خبر نہ ہوئی دین سے کب زمین پر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شہکانے سے سر اتر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شور تاکید مارو تیر اسے شور تاکید مارو تیر اسے تن میں چمار کا جب پسر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شہکانے سے سر اتر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شور تھا تیر مارو تیر اسے شور تھا تیر مارو تیر اسے تن میں چمار کا جب پسر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شہکانے سے سر اتر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار آنکھیں عابد کی کہہ رہی ہے کہ وہ آنکھیں عابد کی کہہ رہی ہے کہ وہ شام بازار دیکھ کر آیا شام بازار جب نظر 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 آیا شہکانے سے سر اتر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا آنکھیں عابد کی کہہ رہی ہے کہ وہ آنکھیں عابد کی کہہ رہی ہے کہ وہ شام بازار دیکھ کر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار جب نظر آیا شام بازار
شمر حرام زادے پہ لعنت.
متوجہ زیارت. السلام علیکہ یا رسول اللہ، السلام علیکہ یا نبی اللہ، السلام علیکہ یا محمد المصطفیٰ، السلام علیکہ یا خاتم الانبیاء، السلام علیکہ یا باعث الہدی ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، السلام علیکہ یا سیدی و مولائی یا ابا عبداللہ الحسین المظلوم الشہید الغریب، السلام علیکہ یا ابن محمد المصطفیٰ، السلام علیکہ یا ابن امیر المومنین علی ولی اللہ، السلام علیکہ یا ابن فاطمۃ الزہراء سیدۃ نساء العالمین، السلام علیکہ یا شہید بکربلا، روحی و جسمی لک الفدا ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، السلام علیکہ یا غریب الغرباء، السلام علیکہ یا معین الضعفاء والفقراء، السلام علیکہ یا شمس الشموس ایہا المدفون بارض توس، یا سلطان العرب والعجم، یا علی ابن موسی الرضا الراضی بالقدر والقضاء ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، السلام علیکہ یا صاحب العصر والزمان، الامان 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 من فتنة الزمان، السلام علیکہ یا شریک القرآن، السلام علیکہ یا باب الایمان، السلام علیکہ یا خلیفۃ الرحمن، السلام علیکہ یا امام الانس والجان، السلام علیکہ یا امام زماننا ھذا عجل اللہ تعالی مخرجک وظہورک وجعلنا من انصارک وعوانک ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد و امام زمان علیہ السلام۔
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ اللہم کل ولیک الحجت ابن الحسن صلواتک علیہ وعلی آبائہ فی ہذہ الساعة وفی کل ساعة ولیاً وحافظاً وقائداً وناصراً ودلیلاً وعینا حتی تسکنہ ارضک وتمتعہ فیہا طویلا برحمتک۔